Welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel, to the Hbar holders. Let's get right in today's update on Hbar, really understanding, what's happening and of course what we could be expecting as we are going into Friday morning. As of November the 14th, you guys can see for yourself, we're seeing a sea of red across the board. And at this point, if you follow the daily analysis updates, if you watch my market in-depth analysis, some of these things that are happening right now across the board shouldn't be coming as a surprise based off of what Bitcoin is doing. We're going to take a closer look and see what's really happening. Looking at the price of HBAR down 11% over the last 24 hours. And again, if you're looking at the price right now, 16 cents down 4.4% on the Bitcoin side of things, with the market cap at $6.8 billion. And you're looking at the 24-hour trading volume finding itself at about 400 million. As always, though, just a quick disclaimer, anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. So we're going to start off by taking a look at the Bitcoin dominance first and foremost. So you can see for yourself, Bitcoin dominance is, showing some very interesting things right now. It's literally all over the place. You can see for yourself, we were sitting at 60.29% just not too long ago. And you can see we have seen the dominance plummet back down to this 59.73%. But what's quite interesting here right now is Bitcoin was able to obviously drop below the $100,000 price point. And I made an XRP analysis update for you guys just obviously a few hours back. And at that time, I was talking to you guys about how if Bitcoin is unable to make its way back above $100,000 and close below $100,000 for the first time since June, it is going to see more downside. And that's exactly what Bitcoin has done. You can see for yourself, as soon as Bitcoin was unable to close the daily candle above 100,000, we saw the price of Bitcoin wick down to $95,887. At this point, I want you guys to keep in mind from, that October 10th low, the price of Bitcoin has retraced an additional 6%. And of course, in Bitcoin standards, that is not a small move. And at this point, in terms of, support, again, obviously, we do have support built up around, where we currently are. But the fact that, we were unable to, close above $100,000, maybe we do push down to some of these levels that we've been speaking about. Obviously, if it were to, play out, I'm not going to take too much of your guys' time with the Bitcoin side of things. I've obviously given you guys a little bit of a better understanding as to how this pattern that we have been in for Bitcoin. It's been about a 33% pullback, give or take, after, we saw a rally, the $73,000 was retested. We saw a 30% retracement, so on and so forth. Same time here. And this time around, if that 30% were to play out, Bitcoin price would go down to $86,000. So that's something I want you guys to keep in mind. But again, Bitcoin below $100,000, closing at $96,800. Of course, that is going to have an impact on the broader market. People don't understand that. People do not realize that. And this is why we talk about Bitcoin on a day-to-day basis. If you're looking at HBAR was actually having a great time. You can see for yourself, we pushed up to none other than 19.8 cents. I talked to you guys about how, we were just retesting just below the psychological price point at the 20 cents price point. Since then, obviously, you have seen the price of HBAR pretty much round tripping back down to, where it pretty much started off on November 7th. If you want to put this into perspective, from November 10th, we have seen a retracement of HBAR of 20%. So like I said, the gains that we did see being made, it's pretty much all gone at this point based off of, what Bitcoin has done. But still, at this point, the price of HBAR has not retested this specific support line, which of course I have discussed with you guys several times at 15.5 cents mark. Last time we retested this was October 17th. And you can see for yourself, we are still about 2.86% away. So it's not far off. But again, that is something I want you guys to keep in mind. But again, we want to see the support holding. That is very important right now. You want to be looking at the dominance. If dominance was still at 60.25%, where we were just a few hours back, with this move that we have seen, I think we would have seen HBAR dropping below this key support line. But due to the dominance, pulling down, that is a good sign, and that is obviously keeping the price still above this key support line. But we want to kind of keep Bitcoin very closely into consideration along with the dominance. Again, dropping below the support could take us back down to obviously some of these lower levels we have not seen, obviously, since October 10th, you could say. And again, for people that are accumulating for long term, Again, remember, there's a famous saying: "Be greedy while others are fearful. Be fearful while others are greedy." The people that are obviously, dollar cost averaging in during extreme uncertain times are the ones in the long haul that most likely tend to do good. Obviously, risk factors always there, but again, if you have a long-term horizon, picking up, major retracements is, where the fun really is, in my opinion, because right now, believe it or not much people are interested in crypto, to just be quite honest with you. And again, if you would look at it from our yearly high, we are seeing a retracement of about 60% right now for Hbar. Again, we're going to take it step by step. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys personally think. Where do you see the price of Hbar going? I want you guys to pay very close attention to Bitcoin. So far, Bitcoin has done exactly what I have projected on the channel. Again, from my technical analysis standpoint, I'm not saying that every single time it's going to be accurate, but as of now, you guys can literally go check for yourself what I've been talking about. These fake outs that we have seen for Bitcoin. I was telling you, I'm not buying these moves, and here we have it. The price of Bitcoin, dropping below $100,000 once again. So again, not surprised at this. We got to take it step by step. I still think Bitcoin could see more downside, believe it or not, because again, we're nowhere near where Bitcoin needs to be. But again, step by step, let me know in the comments what you guys think. Thank you so much for all your support, and we'll see you later in crypto ZX and